So a couple of comments there. So head and neck position, make sure you don't dip forward. As we would progress through a program, we'll maintain your form, but we'll work on getting deeper so you can get that end of range activity. And also be aware of your shoulders. So as you fatigue, you're starting to dip. So just to demonstrate that as you're coming down, you're starting to sag through the scapula. So we want to maintain that scapular stability at all times. So you're moving through your elbows and chest and not through your scapula. But otherwise, the form was fine. Okay. So the next session we're talking about is the 3 strength exercises. So we're talking about push-up, pull-up and a lunge. We've already talked about push-up during the muscular endurance test, but we'll go over it again. So with our push-up, we're talking about maintaining a neutral spine through head, neck, back, and stabilising your scapulas in position, and then pushing away from the ground. Arms should be at 45 degrees of the body, and we're going to use these hand grips, again for Marina's comfort, not to aggravate the ganglions in her wrists. Okay, so demonstrating this again. So using a modified push-up for a female. So on the knees, hand grips, shoulder width apart. Just getting in that bottom position for a start, and I'll just demonstrate first. So head and neck are in alignment. Torso is nice and tight. Bottom, squeeze your glutes. Arms at 45 degrees of the body. And when I'm coming down, hands should end up in your armpits and elbows at 45 degrees. And then think about pushing away from the ground, straight up. What we don't want to see is any midline sagging, so coming down like this, bottom up in the air, or head up and bottom down. And the other thing, particularly, people doing push-ups, if they using these hand grips or not, is arms coming out like that. It's going to load through your shoulders, and it's going to be very ineffective. So we really want to concentrate on keeping your core nice and tight and solid, and really stabilising through the shoulders. So the only muscles that are really being worked will be your triceps, shoulders to a minor point of view, but they're stabilising, and all the pec muscles. Okay. Right, so we'll get in that position. That's it. Give yourself some length there so you can actually come down. So knees on the ground, feet stay on the ground, head and neck in that position, tighten the core with the middle through there, tighten your glutes, and come down. That's it. Great. And straight up again. See how it feels comfortably, go a little deeper, perhaps? Okay, alright, good. And one more. So that's your range of motion at the moment, so we can continue to work on that and improve that over time. And that's good alignment, so head and neck are in alignment, spine's great, neutral spine, you're not sagging at any point. Just do one more for me. Great, and that 45-degree bend with the elbows and the arms. And if you notice too, Marina's scapulas were fixed, they weren't winging or doing anything odd. The second strength exercise we're looking at, also for upper body strength, is the pull-up or chin-up. I don't like using chin-up because it implies that people are going to try and reach with their chin. So again, the same principles apply with any exercise. For an example, the one we just talked about with push-up. So we want a strong neutral spine, head, neck in alignment with the rest of the body, everything engaged, all the muscles of the core switched on. And so with this exercise, the idea is to actually engage all the muscles of the back. So if I can get Marina to turn around at the camera. So we want to stabilise through the scapulas, so they're not moving, but the shoulder muscles are working, and all the muscles of the back, your rotator cuffs, latissimus dorsi, and all the other muscles are engaged and stabilising those muscles that stabilise for a function. So with this exercise, because Marina can't yet do her own pull-up, we're actually going to graduate or modify the exercise and give her some assistance until she can get strong enough to do it herself. So in this case, we're going to use a band, but being very careful to use the band correctly and safely, getting in and out of it so she doesn't end up tripping and getting hurt. And of course we've already prepped the area so if she does fall over, nothing untoward should happen. So with this exercise, I'll just demonstrate it and then we'll instruct it. So with this exercise of pull-up, we're engaging all the back muscles to squeeze and contract and pull the body up. Again with Marina's wrists, if this position doesn't suit her, she can use a neutral grip so it doesn't aggravate the ganglions in her wrists. Okay, so we'll have a go. So I'll pull this band down, engage one foot there, make sure you're, yeah. Up, and the idea is to get chest to the bar, that's it, and coming down again. So actually even moving your chin back, that's it. Squeezing those back muscles. Stop there. So bringing that leg up, that's it, and safely push down. So as Marina was to progress through this exercise, we'd actually get a lighter grade band, so she's actually doing more of the work and the band's doing less, to the point where Marina then can functionally do her own pull-up as well. A couple of other pointers with the pull-up, so no chin poking, keeping a neutral head and neck, no breaking in the midline, so again we don't want any bowing forward or backwards. Winging scapulars, as it calls, so no jutting out of the scapulars, and think about chest up, so actually bringing the chest to the bar and really concentrating on squeezing those scapulars together and down to actually engage and activate the back muscles. The last body strength exercise we're going to talk about is the lunge. A lunge is basically a one-legged squat. So from a standing position, a neutral position, feet underneath hips, everything nice and tight, so head and neck are in alignment and spine, tighten all the core muscles, squeeze the glutes, stepping forward till one foot in front is to obtain a 90-degree bend, and then coming down vertical, the other knee touches the ground and we have a 90-degree bend through the knee, and then driving up through the heel, squeezing the quad muscles, hamstrings, glute muscles, and driving straight back up. I'll just demonstrate that on the other side. So that's the form we want to see. What we don't want to see is any variations of that, so breaking of the midline, for example. The other thing is when we step forward, you want that 90-degree bend so it can sink vertical. You don't want to be too short or too long. And the idea is about control of the torso and also control of your legs. So all the muscles are engaged and working. So sinking down vertical and then coming back up. Driving through the heel, not through the front of the foot. Okay, getting ready to demonstrate that. So right leg first. And then left leg. And we'll do a few more of those. And that's good form. How's that feeling? Yeah.
More legs.
So you should be able to feel the movement through your glutes, through the quads. You really shouldn't experience any pain as such anyway, especially through the knee. And that form looks satisfactory. Thank you.